Recording is on.
Om Srikanto Madulo Yasya Janani Sarvamangala Janagas Shankaro Devaha Tam Vande Kunjarananam Ya Kundendu Tusharahara Dhavalaya Shubhravastra Ya Veena Varadanda Mandidagara Ya Shweta Padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabhutabhirdevai Sada Pujita Samam Padu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha Pidambaram Garavirajita Shankachakrakaumodagi Sarasijam Karunasamudram Radha Sahayamati Sundaramandha Samvadalayesha Manisham Pradibhavayami Anilam Pitachelam Kanagamanimayir Bhushanir Bhushanokher Lakshmi Vakshoja Bhaswat Khusrunarasalasat Vakshasam Suprasannam Bibranam Shankachakre Nalinamapi Gadam Charudor Bipuranam Purnatrayalesham Purusham Aham Ahishasana Meethe Vagartha Vivasamprukto Vagartha Pratipattaye Chakadappitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Buddharbhalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayattvamarogadam Ajadyam Vakpadutvam Cha Hanumatsmaranad Bhavet. Dakshinamurti Stotram. Maunavyakhya prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam varshishthante vasadrishiganairavrutam brahmanishthaihi acharyendram karakalita chinmudramanandarupam swatma ramam muditavadanam dakshinamurtimidhe Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam Pashyannatmani mayaya bahirivodbhutam yatha nidraya Yas sakshat kurute prabodha samaye swatmanamevadvayam Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivangkuro jagadidam Pranarvikalpam punaha Maya kalpita desha kala kalana Vaichitrya chitrikritam Maya viva vijrumbhayatyapi Mahayogi vayasvechaya Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakam Asatkalpartakam bhasate Sakshat Tattvamasiti Vedavajasa Yobhodayatyasritan Yas Sakshat Karanad Bhavedna Punaravrittirbhavambo nidhau Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Nanachidragadodharastita Mahadeepa Prabhabhaswaram Jnanam yasya tu chakshuraadikaranadvara bahispandate Jnanamiti tameva bhantam Anubhatyetat samastam jagat Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Deham pranamapindriyanyapi chalam Buddhim cha shunyam viduhu Stri balanda jadopamastvahamiti bhranta vrisham vadinaha Maya shakti vilasa kalpita mahavyamoha samharine Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Rahugrasta divakarendu sadrusho Maya samachhadanat Sanmatrakaranopasamharanato Yobhut sushupta puman Pragaswapsvamiti prabodha samaye Yapratyabhijñāyate Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Balyadishvapi jagradadishu tatha Sarvasvavastasvapi Vyavrittasvanuvrittamanam Ahamityantaspurandam sada Swatmanam prakatikaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye nama idam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Vishwam pashyati karyakaranataya Swaswami sambandataha Shishyacharya tathaiva Pitruputradhyatmana bhedataha സ്വപ്നേ ജാഗ്രതി വായേഷ പുരുഷോ മായാ പരിഭ്രാമിതഃ. തസ്മൈ ശ്രീ ഗുരുമൂർത്തയേ നമ ഇദം ശ്രീദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തയേ. ഭൂരംഭാസ്യനലോ നിലോംബരം അഹർനാഥോ ഹിമാംശു പുമാൻ. ഇത്യാഭാതി ചരാചരാത്മകമിദം യസ്യൈവ മൂർത്യഷ്ടകം. നാന്യത് കിഞ്ചന വിദ്യത്തെ വിമൃശതാം യസ്മാത് പരസ്മാത് വിഭോ. തസ്മൈ ശ്രീ ഗുരുമൂർത്തയേ നമ ഇദം ശ്രീദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തയേ. സർവാത്മത്വമിതി സ്ഫുടീകൃതമിദം യസ്മാദമുഷ്മിൻ സ്തവേ. തേനാസ്യ ശ്രവണാത് തഥർത്ഥമനനാത് ധ്യാനാശ്ച സങ്കീർത്തനാത്. സർവാത്മത്വമഹാവിഭൂതിസഹിതം സ്യാദീശ്വരത്വം സ്വതഃ. സിദ്ധ്യേത് തത് പുനരഷ്ടധാ പരിണതം ച ഐശ്വര്യമവ്യാഹതം. വടവിടപി സമീപേ ഭൂമിഭാഗേന ഷണ്ണം സകലമുനിജനാനാം ജ്ഞാനദാതാരമാരാത്. ത്രിഭുവനഗുരുമീശം ദക്ഷിണാമൂർത്തിദേവം ജനനമരണദുഃഖച്ഛേദദക്ഷം നമാമി. ഓം പാർത്ഥായ പ്രതിബോധിതാം ഭഗവതാ നാരായണേന സ്വയം വ്യാസേന ഗ്രഥിതാം പുരാണമുനിനാ മധ്യേ മഹാഭാരതം. അദ്വൈതാമൃതവർഷിണീം ഭഗവതീം അഷ്ടാദശാധ്യായിനീം അംബ ത്വാമനുസന്ധതാമി ഭഗവദ്ഗീതേ ഭവദ്വേഷിണീം. നമോസ്തു തേ വ്യാസവിശാലബുദ്ധേ ഫുല്ലാരവിന്ദായതപത്രനേത്ര. യേന ത്വയാ ഭാരതതൈലപൂർണപ്രജ്വാലിതോ ജ്ഞാനമയപ്രദീപഃ. പ്രപന്നപാരിജാതായ തോത്രവൈത്രൈകപാണയേ ജ്ഞാനമുദ്രായ കൃഷ്ണായ ഗീതാമൃതദുഹേ നമഃ. സർവോപനിഷദോ ഗാവോ ദോഗ്ധാ ഗോപാലനന്ദനഃ. പാർത്ഥോ വത്സ സുധീർഭോക്താ ദുഗ്ധം ഗീതാമൃതം മഹത്. വസുദേവസുതം ദേവം കംസചാണൂരമർദ്ദനം ദേവകീ പരമാനന്ദം കൃഷ്ണം വന്ദേ ജഗദ്ഗുരും. ഭീഷ്മദ്രോണതടാ ജയദ്രഥജലാ ഗാന്ധാരനീലോത്പല ശല്യഗ്രാഹവതീ കൃപേണ വഹനീ കർണേന വേലാകുല. അശ്വത്ഥാമവികർണഘോരമകരാ ദുര്യോധനാവർത്തിനി സോത്തീർണാ ഖലു പാണ്ഡവൈരണനദീ കൈവർത്തക കേശവഃ. പാരാശര്യവചഃ സരോജമമലം ഗീതാർത്ഥഗന്ധോത്കടം നാനാഖ്യാനകേസരം ഹരികഥാസംബോധനാബോധിതം. ലോകൈ സജ്ജനഷട്പദൈരഹരഹർപ്പേപീയമാനം മുദാ ഭൂയാദ് ഭാരതപങ്കജം കലിമലപ്രധ്വംസിനഃ ശ്രേയസേ. മൂകം കരോതി വാചാലം പങ്കും ലംഘയത്തെ ഗിരിം യത്കൃപാതമഹം വന്ദേ പരമാനന്ദമാധവം. യം ബ്രഹ്മാ വരുണേന്ദ്രരുദ്രമരുതസ്തുന്വന്തി ദിവ്യൈസ്തവൈഃ വേദൈः സാംഗപദക്രമോപനിഷദൈർഗായന്തി യം സാമഗാഃ. ധ്യാനാവസ്ഥിതതദ്ഗതേന മനസാ പശ്യന്തി യം യോഗിനോ യസ്യാന്തം ന വിദുഃ സുരാസുരഗണാ. ദേവായ തസ്മൈ നമഃ. ത്ര യോഗേശ്വര കൃഷ്ണോ യത്ര പാർത്ഥോ ധനുർധരഃ. തത്ര ശ്രീർവിജയോ ഭൂതിർധ്രുവാ നീതിർമതിർമമ. I hope everybody.
Yes, we can all hear you.
അവരോട് ഡിസ്കണക്ട് ആയിട്ട് നിனைக்கிறேன்.
ഈ ദേഹ സമുദ്ഭവാൻ ജന്മ മൃത്യുജരാ ദുഃഖൈഃ വിമുക്തോ മൃതമശ്നുതേ. അർജുന ഉവാച കൈർലിംഗൈ സ്ത്രീൻ ഗുണാനേതാൻ അതീതോ ഭവതി പ്രഭോ. കിമാചാര കഥം ചൈതാൻ സ്ത്രീൻ ഗുണാൻ അതിവർത്തത്തെ. ശ്രീഭഗവാനുവാച പ്രകാശം ച പ്രവൃത്തിം ച മോഹമേവ ച പാണ്ഡവ. ന ദ്വേഷ്ടി സംപ്രവൃത്താനി ന നിവൃത്താനി കാംക്ഷതി. ഉദാസീനവദാസീനോ ഗുണൈര്യോ ന വിചാല്യത്തെ. ഗുണാ വർത്തന്ത ഇത്യേവ യോവതിഷ്ഠതി നേംഗത്തെ. സമദുഃഖഃ സുഖസ്വസ്ഥഃ സമലോഷ്ടാശ്മകാഞ്ചനഃ. തുല്യപ്രിയാ പ്രിയോ ധീരഃ തുല്യനിന്ദാത്മസംസ്തുതിഃ. മാനാപമാനയോസ്തുല്യഃ തുല്യോ മിത്രാരിപക്ഷയോഃ സർവാരംഭപരിത്യാഗീ ഗുണാതീതഃ സ ഉച്യത്തെ. മാം ച യോ വ്യഭിചാരേണ ഭക്തിയോഗേന സേവത്തെ സ ഗുണാൻ സമതീത്യൈതാൻ ബ്രഹ്മഭൂയായ കൽപ്പത്തെ. ബ്രഹ്മണോ ഹി പ്രതിഷ്ഠാഹം അമൃതസ്യാവ്യയസ്യ ച ശാശ്വതസ്യ ച ധർമ്മസ്യ സുഖസ്യൈകാന്തികസ്യ ച. ഇതി ശ്രീമദ്ഭഗവദ്ഗീതാസു ഉപനിഷത്സു ബ്രഹ്മവിദ്യായാം യോഗശാസ്ത്രേ ശ്രീകൃഷ്ണാർജുനസംവാദേ ഗുണത്രയവിഭാഗയോഗോ നാമ ചതുർദശോധ്യായഃ. So we are almost in the end of the 14th chapter. The 14th chapter la gunatraya gunatita vibhaga yogam பார்த்துக்கிட்டிருக்கோம். ഗുണത്രയ അനാലിസിസ് ആദ്യം 5-ാം ശ്ലോകത്തിലിരുന്ന് 18-ാം ശ്ലോകം വരെ we saw the ഗുണത്രയ അനാലിസിസ്. குணத்ரய அனாலிசிஸ் எப்படியாக்கும் குணத்ரயங்களை பற்றி அனலைஸ் பண்ணார் வச்சனால் ഓരോ ഗുണങ്ങളോട് ലക്ഷണം, വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദി ലക്ഷണ ഓഫ് ഈച്ച് ഗുണ, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അത് എപ്പടി ഓരോ ഗുണങ്ങൾ നമ്മളെ ബന്ധിക്കരുത്, ബന്ധകത്വം എപ്പടി ബന്ധകത്വം ഉണ്ടാവരുത്, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദ ക്ലൂ ഓർ ഇൻഡിക്കേഷൻ അഥവാ ലിംഗം to find out ഏത് ഗുണമാക്കും predominant in one individual. That is a third topic. Fourth topic was the gati, അതായത് the ജീവാത്മാവോട് സഞ്ചാരം എപ്പടി, based on the predominance of one guna or the other guna. And finally the phalam, the result while you are alive, consequence of ഒരു ഗുണം ഡോമിനേറ്റ് பண்ண என்ன ഫലം, വേറൊരു ഗുണം ഡോമിനേറ്റ് பண்ண വേറെ என்ன ഫലം. ഇതാക്കും 5-ാം ശ്ലോകത്തിലിരുന്ന് 18-ാം ശ്ലോകം വരെ നമ്മൾ പാത്തു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് 2 ശ്ലോകങ്ങൾ 19, 20, അതിൽ we have seen the first one, the 19th we have seen, the 20th we are going to see today. These 2 slokas are very important slokas, the 19th and the 20th. Not only in the 14th chapter, the entire Bhagavad Gita, these are 2 very important slokas. So in the 19th ശ്ലോകത്തിൽ என்ன சொல்றாரு വെച്ചാൽ യഹ ഗുണേഭ്യശ്ച പരം വേത്തി, ഏതൊരു സാധകനാക്കുമോ ഗുണങ്ങൾക്ക് അപ്പാറുള്ളതാണ്, ഗുണേഭ്യശ്ച പരം, ഗുണേഭ്യങ്ങൾക്ക് ബിയോണ്ട് ദ ഗുണാസ്, ഗുണങ്ങൾക്ക് അപ്പാറുള്ളതാണ് സാക്ഷി തത്വത്തെ ആര് മനസ്സിലാക്കറോ, എപ്പടി മനസ്സിലാക്കറോ, യഥാ ദ്രഷ്ട അനുപശ്യതി, the drashta, the intelligent and in the sadhagan, he sees ഏത് സമയം എന്നെ പാലിക്കാൻ ഗുണേഭ്യഃ അന്യം കർത്താരം ന അനുപശ്യതി. സോ ഗുണേഭ്യഃ ചൊല്ലിത്തന്നാൽ ഇങ്ങ അനാത്മ തത്വം, അതായത് എനിത്തിങ് ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് ആത്മാ, അനാത്മ തത്വத்துக்கு സ്ഥൂലം സൂക്ഷ്മ കാരണ ശരീരങ്ങൾ അഥവാ പഞ്ചകോശமான ശരീരങ്ങൾ, ഇതിലിരുന്ന് അന്യം കർത്താരം ന അനുപശ്യതി. He does not see a karta bhokta different from the anatma ശരീരം. So അനാത്മാവാന ശരീരം താൻ കർത്താ ഭോക്ത എന്ന് ആര് മനസ്സിലാക്കാളോ, at that time he sees the ഗുണേഭ്യശ്ച പരം വേത്തി. He understands the സാക്ഷി തത്വം, മാത്രമല്ല മദ്ഭാവം സഹ അധിഗച്ഛതി. அந்த சாட்சி தத்துவத்தை தெரியறவன் ஈஸ்வர பாவத்தை அடையறான், ஈஸ்வரனோட ஸ்வரூபத்தை அடையறான். அதாவது ஈஸ்வரனோட ஸ்வரூபம் சொல்லித்தனால் இங்கே பூர்ணத்துவம், ஜீவன் முக்தி, இந்த பூர்ணத்துவம் he gets through knowledge. குணேഭ്യശ്ച പരം വേത്തി, அந்த വേത്തി ശബ്ദത്തെ ജ്ഞാനം വഴി இந்த தத்துவத்தை மத்பாவம் அதிகச்சதி. So ജ്ഞാനം വഴി இந்த ஜீவன் முக்தி എന്നുള്ള അവസ്ഥയെ இந்த സാധകൻ അടയറാണ്. ഇതൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പോന ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ആയിട്ട് കവർ பண்ணோம். The second ശ്ലോകം almost in the same same concept, same thing, extension of the same concept, but another important slokam. So in the 20th ശ്ലോകത്തില് Bhagavan is talking about the ജ്ഞാനത്തോട് ഫലം. See, you have to understand, നേരത്തെ ചൊന്നത് ശ്ലോകം 16-17 ചൊന്നത് the ഗുണങ്ങളോട് ഫലമാണ്. The result or the benefit of having the predominance of sattva, raja and tamas. In the 20th ശ്ലോകത്തിൽ ചൊല്ലുന്നത്, it's not about the gunas. One who has become gunatita or identifies with the sakshi, and the jnanam kadachudana. What is the benefit of this jnanam? Gunatita phalam ennathu nakam inge solla porar Bhagavan. So we will get into the shloka right away. Etan trin gunan atitya dehi. So gunan etan atitya trin dehi deha samudbhavan. So adla the first line I come eduthendirukken. Etan trin gunan atitya. Who? This dehi, the jivatmavana, this individual, ജ്ഞാന സമ്പാദനം വഴി இந்த 3 ഗുണങ്ങളുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെടാതെ ഇരിக்கிறதுக்கு മനസ്സിലാക്കണം. അതാണത് the word that Bhagavan using is ഏതാൻ ഗുണാൻ അതീത്യ. So இந்த അതീത്യ ശബ്ദം വേദങ്ങളിൽ ഒരുപാട് ഇടத்துல വന്നിருக்கு. അതീത്യ ലോകാൻ കർമ്മചിതാൻ ബ്രാഹ്മണോ നിർവേദമായാത് എന്ന് കഠോപനിഷത്തിലെ ഒരു മന്ത്രം ഇருக்கு. അതീത്യന കടந்து എന്നർത്ഥം. കടந்துന transcending, going beyond. Here in this context it means not identifying with. So etan trin gunan atitya. So not identifying with these 3.
We lost sound, Ramanathan.
This is the second time we have lost it.
Yeah, I thought it was just us. So
All these are called anatma.
I don't think it's. Yeah, we keep dropping the sound.
Yeah.
Ama.
Uh-oh.
Ramanathan, I missed your video only.
Oh, you're only seeing video, no sound?
Video.
no, now it's okay, but we keep
Videoவும்
dropping.
இல்லை, எனக்கு வீடியோவும் இல்லை.
Videoவும் இல்லை, yeah, correct.
Oh, I
Both
see.
போயிடுது.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, now you're okay.
Now you're back.
Yeah.
It happened before too. Before the class start, I mean, like the Gita ஸ்லோகம் படிக்க ஆரம்பிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னால அப்படி ஆச்சு. இப்படி ஆச்சு.
La Gita படிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னால I accidentally deleted, I ended the call. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but right now, if it is happening, it may be internet problem. I don't know what it is. But if it is becoming bad, I will stop. Otherwise, we will continue.
Yeah.
I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, see you, and yeah.
Okay, just let me know if you lose and then come back. Just let me know. Okay.
Yeah, even on the phone, it is a touch and go. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Maybe internet problem. I'm not sure. So, etan trin gunan atitya. The dehi, the jivatma or the individual. Etan trin gunan atitya. The 3 ഗുണങ്ങളും 3 ശരീരങ്ങളും പഞ്ചകോശങ്ങളും സർവ അനാത്മാ സ്വരൂപങ്ങൾ കടന്ന് ബിയോണ്ട് ജ്ഞാനം വഴി இந்த ഗുണങ്ങളുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെടാതെ ഇരിക്ക മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ ശേഷം അതാണത് we all start with the understanding aham sharira, this aham consciousness. In fact, I was listening to a lecture by Swami Dayananda in YouTube. And Swami Dayananda Saraswati, he has ഒരു ക്ലാസ് മുഴുവൻ, ഒരു 1 hour class മുഴുവൻ, he made only one point, which is about there is only 2 types of identification possible. Okay, the 2 types of identification is, one is this is me identification, or the me identification, or me consciousness, aham consciousness, or this consciousness, this THIS, this consciousness. If you look at a book, I'll say this book. If I look at a table, I say this table because it is not me. If I look at my children, I say this boy or this girl is my son or daughter. Everything is this consciousness or I consciousness or aham. So there can be no third option. It's either this consciousness or aham consciousness. There's nothing that is neither fall into any of those categories. It has to either fall in aham consciousness or this consciousness. And anything that is this consciousness is anatma. Now, we all start off with this aham consciousness. This body is me. So anything up to the boundary of the body, we identify as this consciousness. So anything that is even 1 feet away from me is not aham, it is this consciousness. But when it comes to this body, we start with the understanding that this body is me. So aham sharira. So the sharira, the body, the eye is me, the legs are me, the hand is me, everything is me. Then slowly we say, okay, this body is me, but there is also a unseen jivatma behind me, right? So this is the second level of knowledge. And
We lost
think
you,
we
Ramanan.
lost him.
We lost you.
Yeah, we lost him again. Yeah.
Again, அவ்வளவு unstable இருக்கு. I think you should use his phone.
dropped again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The third level is aham atma. I am not the body, but I am the chaitanya or the soul with the incidental or temporary body. This is the third level of understanding. So that third level of understanding is, instead of identifying that I am the body, you say I am the chaitanya or the atma or the soul, and I have this body that is available for temporary use. For what purpose? Not to just to make my body bigger and fatter and uglier. No, it is for acquiring knowledge, acquiring jnanam, and jnanam acquisition vadi moksham kadakkrathukku vendi. So this transformation from aham sharira to aham atma is what Bhagavan is saying, atitya. Atitya means kadandu, going beyond the 3 gunas. In fact, like I said, this word aditya comes in various Veda mantras and Upanishad mantras. I will quote some mantras from the Taittiriya Upanishad that you're all familiar with. In the Bhrigu, the third of the Taittiriya Upanishad, third Valli, there is this very, very famous section that starts with Sayaschayam Purushe Yascha Savaditye Sa Ekaha Saya Evam Vit Asman Lokat Pretya Etamannamayamatmanamupasankramya Etam Pranamayamatmanamupasankramya Etam Manomayamatmanamupasankramya Etam Vijnanamayamatmanamupasankramya Etamanandamayamatmanamupasankramya Iman lokan kamani kamarupyanu sancharan Etat samagayan aste ha-vu-ha-vu-ha-vu ahamannam ahamannadaha ahaggasloka ahamasmi pradhamajarutasya Purvam devebhyo amritasya nabhayi yo ma datati sa ideva ma vaha ahamannamadantamadmi aham vishwam bhuvanamabhyabhavam suvarna jyoti ihi ya evam veda ityupanishad. So this is a very important section. I'm sure many of you, all of you are familiar with this. In this section, this sadhaka, finally he realizes sa yaschayam purushe yascha sa vaditye sa ekaha. He realizes that chaitanyam that is present in me, sa yaschayam purushe, in me, yascha sa vaditye, the consciousness that is in the aditya or the surya mandala, sa ekaha. He gets to the realization that the Jivatma and the Paramatma. So Sayaschayam Purushe refers to the Jivatma concept. Yaschasa Vaditya refers to the Paramatma concept. Sa Ekaha. So Jivatmaum Paramatmaum Unnudan in the Sadhagan Manasilakra Samayatile Saya Evam Vit.
We lost you.
Sankramati. Etam manomayamatmanam upasankramati. Ipdi annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, anandamaya, அஞ்சு கோஷங்களையும் upasankramati. Upasankramati means he gets beyond. The same word as atitya. So the reason I quoted this section is Bhagavan has used the word atitya. Atitya means the same as upasankramya. So இந்த அஞ்சு கோஷங்களையும் உபசங்கிரமணம் செய்ததுக்கு சேஷம் then he travels free man. எப்படி havu havu havu, that's a famous mantra that everybody knows, ahamannam ahamannam ahamannadaha. So that section ahamannam ahamannam ahamannadaha refers to the state of the jnani once he has gone beyond the panchakoshas. So once he has become a clear jnani with the jivatma paramatma aikyam, that is what that ahamannam 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 ahamannadaha ahamannado ahamannadaha. So this understanding that I am the annam, I am the annada, so there is no difference between bhojanam, bhojyam, all the various, the triputi is gone for the jnani. The person who performs the action and the instruments of action, these are all one and the same. We have seen that in Bhagavad Gita in the 4th chapter as well. So anyway, this atitya treen gunan, a gunan etan atitya treen. This dehi or this individual, treen gunan etan treen gunan atitya, going beyond these three gunans. And what are these three gunas? Ennaakkan the moonu gunangal? Deha samudbhavan. Samudbhavaha means one that originates. So karanam enartham. So deha samudbhavaha jolitanal ദേഹത്തിലിരുന്ന് ഉണ്ടാനത് എന്നല്ല അർത്ഥം, ദേഹം ഉണ്ടാവർക്ക് കാരണമാനത് എന്നർത്ഥം. So deha samudbhavaha gunaha. So gunangal, the three gunas are responsible for having the body. And deha here refers to this life or our life. So deha samudbhavaha jolitanal ദേഹം ഉണ്ടാവറത്തുക്കുള്ള കാരണം, ദേഹത്തുക്ക് സമുദ്ഭവமான ലക്ഷണം അഥവാ കാരണം. So deha here refers to this in the janma. So because janma means what? Acquiring a new body is janma. So these three gunas gave me this body. or these three gunas gave me this Janma, it will also give me my next Janma. Because again, we know that this, as soon as these three gunas are in control, you are going to get another body. Now, what type of body, that Bhagavan has already covered. What type of body you get after this, that is covered in Urdhvam Gachanti Sattvastaha, Madhye Tishtanti Rajasaha, Jaganya Gunavrittistaha, Adho Gachanti Tamasaha. So, ഏത് തരത്തിലുള്ള ശരീരം എന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ ഭഗവാൻ നേരത്തെ ചൊല്ലിയിരിക്കാൻ ഏത് ഗുണം predominant. So you, based on that, you can either go to the Urdhva Loka, get maybe a Deva Shariram, or you stay in the Karma Bhumi, in the Bhulogathil irundhu oru Madhyamamana Shariram, or you go to Adho Loka and get a Nicha Shariram. So this is all the predominance of one gunam or the other dictates what type of body you are going to get, but it is going to give me my next body. So these three gunas are the cause of the body, Deha Samudbhavan. So Dehi Deha Samudbhavan Etan Threen Gunan Atitya. So in the Dehi Anavan, Deha Samudbhavan, അതാണത് പുനർജന്മ കാരണഭൂതാൻ. പുനർജന്മം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അവസ്ഥയ്ക്ക് കാരണഭൂതമാണ്. അതാണത് പുനർജന്മാവസ്ഥയ്ക്ക് റെസ്പോൺസിബിൾ ആണ്. ത്രീൻ ഗുണാൻ അതീത്യ, ഏതാൻ ത്രീൻ ഗുണാൻ അതീത്യ. இந்த മൂന്ന് ഗുണങ്ങളെ തരണം ചെയ്തു. സോ ഇത് 19ാം ശ്ലോകത്തിൽ ചൊല്ലപ്പെട്ട അതേ ജ്ഞാനി, the ജ്ഞാനി who was referred to in the previous shloka, he Deha Samudbhavan Etan Threen Gunan Atitya. പുനർജന്മத்துக்கு കാരണമാണ് இந்த മൂന്ന് ഗുണങ്ങളെ കടந்து. അതീത്യ again means vimuktaha, mukti കിടച്ചിട്ട്, he becomes free. Mukti from what? He gets free from all the problems that belong to the body and the mind and the intellect and everything, because he is no longer identifying with the body, mind and intelligence. ഇതുവരയ്ക്കും in the identification was with the body-mind complex. So any problem of the body or the mind was my problem. So the body, what is the condition of the body? Shariram is going to be perishable, and it is, it is subject to vikara or modification. Jayati, asti jayate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, nasyati, തുടങ്ങി vardhati, ആറ് ഗുണങ്ങൾ ഉള്ളത്. So this 6 characteristics ഉള്ളതാണ് body. It is going to go away one day, and we read also that daily hundreds of people are losing their bodies. But what happens to a body that is not my own, or that is what we quote unquote നമുക്ക് വേണ്ടപ്പെട്ട ആളല്ലാട്ടാൽ, that doesn't really affect me, because we read in the newspaper every day that 100 people died, or 200 people died, or 5,000 people died, and that doesn't really bother anybody, because you say, sometimes you may say, oh, it's too bad. For a few seconds we may be worried, but we are not going to dwell on it too long. But when it comes to my body, that means the identification is with the body, so it becomes my body, or enakku vendapattavaloda body, then we are having big issues, right? These problems really consume us, and they are very important to us. So the problem is not that the body is, bodyക്ക് ചേഞ്ചസ് വരുന്നത്, ബോഡി നശിക്കപ്പോறது എന്നുള്ളതല്ല പ്രോബ്ലം. And Vedanta is not able to remove the mortality of the body. So the ശരീരം നശിക്കാതിരിക്കണം, അതുക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഞാൻ വേദാന്തം പഠിക്കാൻ ചൊല്ലിത്തന്നാൽ Vedanta is not going to solve that problem. Nobody can solve that problem. Jadasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. So if you are born, then there is going to be a day when you are going to die. So adnala the mortality of the body is guaranteed. The problem is not the mortality of the body by itself. The problem is I am mortal. I am going to die, or I am going to perish. I am mortal is the problem. And this I am mortal thinking is coming because I have this word I, aham, identification is with the body and the mind. So all Vedanta tries to do is it cannot cure the mortality issue. All it is trying to do is to remove the idea that I am mortal. The mortality of the body, Vedanta cannot do anything. But by changing the identification of who you are, aham shariraha to aham atma, it removes the idea that I am mortal. So இதுதான் பிரதாரண்ய புராணத்தில் a very famous mantra is there. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. This is a Shanti mantra that is in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So asat vastuvilirundu enna sat vastukum tamas adanadu swayam aprakashakamana vastuvilirundu jyotirgamaya swayam prakashakamana vastukum mrityorma amritam gamaya. நசிக்கிறதான மார்டலான சரீரத்திலிருந்து அமிர்தமான ஆத்மாவுக்கும் change your identification. This is what the mantra says, asatoma sadgamaya. So generally people translate this mantra as lead me from asat to sat, lead me from darkness to light, and lead me from mortality to immortality. So this gamaya vaka, they generally translate it as lead me. Basically what this mantra is asking you is nobody is going to come and hold your hand and lead you somewhere. Basically the mantra is saying change your identification. Change your identification from the asad vastu to sad vastu. Change your identification to the swayam aprakashaka vastu to swayam prakashaka vastu. And change your identification from the mortal body to the immortal soul. Amritam gamaya. This is the mantra. So, inge jnani is vimuktaha. Next line, the second line. Vimuktaha amritam ashnute. So, jnani is vimuktaha. Now, he is free from the problems of the body. So, what are the problems? Bhagavan is going to explain what the problems are. He's going to enumerate what the problems are. First problem he's highlighting is Janma. So Janma periya prashnam, because you have to be in the womb of the mother. You have to stay there for a long period of time, 9 months. Then you come out. Coming out is a big problem. Then you have Jananam. And as soon as you're born, you're stuck with another problem because Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. You're going to die one day. You're always under the fear of death right from the time you're born. So this is problem with Janma. Then he points out Mrityu. Mrityu is again death, because why Mrityu brings, you may say, what is the problem with Mrityu? It's ending the problem of Janma, but we know that Dhruvam Janma Mritasya cha. If you are dead again, you're going to be born again. So this Mrityu gives the fear of rebirth. So Maranam is also a problem. Then some people will say, well, I am not concerned. I am not concerned about death. I am ready to face death, this, that. But the same people will also say, well, death is okay, but don't make me suffer too much. I don't want to go through my old age as an invalid, and I don't want to go through depending on others, all losing all faculty, no memory, no this, no that. So don't make me suffer. I'm okay with death if it happens in an instant. When I'm sleeping, if it happens, I'm fine. But there's no guarantee that it's going to happen like that. So Bhagavan says, next problem is Jara. Jara is old age. Even if you're not afraid of Maranam, you'll be afraid of old age and all the associated problems with Jara. So in the Pala Rithiyila Dukhangal. So he has only given some examples. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkaihi. Todanginadana Dukhangal. All these associated problems. In the Dukhangal, so again, the point of Vedanta is all these three things need not be dukkha. You don't have to make it a sorrow or a suffering, because you know that when you go near a fire is going to be hot. That is the intrinsic nature of the fire. Now, you sitting and worrying about the heat of the fire is not going to change anything. Even if you wish away that heat, the fire is not going to lose its property of heat, because that is the intrinsic nature of fire. The same way, the body is savikara shariram. It is subject to change. The intrinsic quality of the body is savikaraha. So what is happening to us is, as our body identification becomes larger and larger, as we more and more consider our bodies to be aham, we are resisting this change because we don't want to get old. We don't want to lose somebody that we are very close with. So this resistance to this change increases as our sharira abhimana increases. So when sharira abhimana increases, the abhimana with the atma decreases. It's very clearly evident. So sharira abhimanam kudikendu vartha, the intrinsic nature of the sharira, which is change, is met with a lot of resistance. So basically, we lose all our even-handedness or objectivity when it comes to the sharira. We may say the sharira, we are very attached to the body, so somebody else's body, we are not attached. So if something happens to somebody else's body, that doesn't consume us. Whereas it is our body, we are very much attached. So this lack of objectivity, we don't look at the two bodies the same way, even though both are bodies. Another person's body is his concern, my body is my concern. So we are only resisting change when it comes to my body and my enakku vendapattavalodu shariram arthamatram. So what Bhagavan is saying is, if you reduce the sharira abhimanam, then you increase the objectivity. So basically, you are going to get some kind of acceptance that your body is not special. It also has to go through the same Shad Vikaras like your neighbor's. The resistance to Jara and Maranam is coming down. It is not something that you are fearful about because you know that is going to happen. There is no way around it. That is going to happen. Whether it is your body or somebody else's body, it's going to happen. And we are not going to resist that. So there is a sloka that I have quoted before. Ayatam ayatam apekshaniyam gatam gatam sarvam upekshaniyam. So whoever comes, you accept them with open arms. Whoever leaves, you accept it also with equanimity. So ayatam ayatam apekshaniyam. Apekshaniyam means paravalichu kuttindu vangol gatam gatam sarvam upekshaniyam. Whatever is gone, let it go. So objectively see and objectively accept. So as the objectivity increases, the problem, the intensity of the problem reduces. So this develops the new perspective. Now, I am Sakshi identification. It does not remove the physical condition. So the person, the Jnanikim, physically, he may have a lot of issues. He may have arthritis, or he may have some joint pain, or some other issues he may have. It does not remove any of the physical problems or issues that he may have. It is also not going to change the people around you. So if there are people around you giving you a lot of trouble, that is not going to be changed because you identify with the Sakshi instead of the Ahankara. That is not going to change. It is not going to change your Prarabdha Karma. So whatever is going to happen in the future is going to happen. You're not going to be able to change the course of the history. But you develop a new attitude or a new objectivity, and new perspective. Adinala, all the issues that you are going to face, they can be handled with equanimity. Issues may become trivial. I mean, issues may not be trivial by itself. It may be serious issues, but you know how to handle them, whether it is small issues, big issues, you know how to handle both type of issues. This is what our elders used to say, that the olden way of life, the Vedic way of life in India, is simple living and high thinking. Because the simple living refers to not worrying too much or not giving too much importance to the body, but giving importance to the Sakshi or the Atma. This is the simple living and high thinking. And if you really truly can reach that stage, you become a Jivan Mukta. So he changes the perspective through Jnanam, and he becomes a Jivan Mukta. And if Jnanam ulla orutan vimuktaha amrutam asnute, he attains amrutatvam, or immortality. Again, the meaning of the word amrutatvam is very simple. I have already explained it once. Ahankara, we said there is two parts or two nature, the lower nature and the higher nature. When you say aham, the lower nature or the ahankara tattva, that can never become immortal. So amruta ashnude cholrata, the ahankara, the body mind complex, the ahankara swarupaha, which is body mind with the reflected consciousness, that can never become immortal or amrutaha. So then is he talking about the Sakshi? Amrutam ashnute, he attains immortality. Does the Sakshi attain immortality? Sakshi Tattvam. Sakshi is always, Sakshi Amsham is always immortal. So he does not have to attain anything. It's always immortal. So when you say Amrutam ashnute, he attains Amrutatvam, Jultanal, it is only the shifting of the identification or abhimana.
Ramnathan, we lost you.
Immortal ana atmavukku change pandrathu. This is called Jivan Mukti. This is called Vimukta.
Ramnathan, we keep losing you periodically.
Yeah. So should I kind of stop the class today and?
But whatever. But finish this one. It's very interesting what you're saying. But unfortunately, we are not getting the continuous.
கேட்க முடியல.
Okay. So what I will also try to do, I am recording the class. So if the recording is coming without break, I will upload it into my YouTube channel.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
That's great.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
and then
great.
I will send it to you, so maybe you can listen to it. If the recording, I don't know if the recording is coming clean. Okay, I don't know whether the recording is clean or not, but if it is clean, I will upload. Okay?
Very good.
Okay, so
But keep going.
okay, so Amrutam Ashnute, he attains immortality. He attains Jivan Mukti. So he becomes a Gunatitaha. So Jnani is become Gunatitaha and he has attained immortality. So this is what I'm saying, that this chapter, even though it's called Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, it is actually Gunatraya Gunatita Vibhaga Yoga. We are seeing the Gunatraya in the slokas 5 to 18. And then 19 and 20, we are seeing the Gunatita characteristics or Jnani characteristics. So Gunatraya Gunatita Vibhaga Yoga. That is what we are studying. So these two slokas, the 19th and the 20th slokas, are the important slokas in this particular chapter. Gunanetanatityatrin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimukto mrutam ashnute. So this is the 20th sloka. Now the 20th sloka, going to 21st sloka, Arjuna is asking a question. So Arjuna's question, again, similar to in the second chapter when Bhagavan was talking various Atmajnana Paramana Tattvangalelam, when Bhagavan started Upadesham in the second chapter, he started the Upadesha in the Shloka 11. Ashochyana anyashojastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gadasuna gadasumscha nanishochanti panditaha. In Arambichi, he went on for several shlokas. He talked about the Jnana Marga, he talked about the Karma Marga and all that. 53 ശ്ലോകം വരെ ശ്രുതി വിപ്രതിപന്നത്തെ യഥാസ്ഥാസ്യതി നിശ്ചലാഹ സമാധാവചലാ ബുദ്ധിഃ തഥാ യോഗമവാപ്സ്യസി എന്ന് തുടങ്ങി ജ്ഞാനമാർഗവും കർമ്മമാർഗവും ചുരുക്കി ഭഗവാൻ എന്താ ഒരു 42 ശ്ലോകങ്ങളിൽ ചൊന്ന സമയത്തില് അർജുന ഹാഡ് എ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇൻ ദി സെക്കൻഡ് ചാപ്റ്റർ. സ്ഥിതപ്രജ്ഞസ്യ കാ ഭാഷ സമാധിസ്ഥസ്യ കേശവ സ്ഥിതദീക്യം പ്രഭാഷേത കിമാസീത വ്രജേത കിം. How does a sthita prajna or a jnani, how does he talk? How does his appearance? Kim prabhasheta, kim asita, how does he sit down? Vrajeta kim, where does he travel to? All these questions. So he wanted to know the sthita prajna lakshana. That was the question of Arjuna in the second chapter. Similarly, very similar question Arjuna is asking here, that we will see in the 21st shloka. The question is, Arjuna uvacha kairlingais trin gunanetan atito bhavati prabho kimachara katham chaidan trin gunanati vartate. This is the question. So Bhagavan, so he's saying, hey Prabho, Sambodhana. First thing is, he's calling Krishna as hey Prabho, Prabhu, one who is the ruler of all the worlds. He is the Prabhu. Etan threen gunan atitaha. The moon gunangal kadandavanide. Kairlingais threen gunan etan atita. So Lingam Jalitanal clue, as I mentioned earlier, it's an indicator. What is the indicator? What are the characteristics of someone who has he has മൂന്ന് ഗുണങ്ങളെ കടந்த ഒരുത്തനോട് ലിംഗം അഥവാ indication എപ്പിടി ഇരിക്കും? What is a characteristic of somebody who is atitaha, three gunan atitaha? Then kim acharaha. So the first question is, avanode characteristics eppadi gettudanal, is his physical body going to be any different than before? Does he have different set of eyes? Does he become fatter or thinner in his body? Or this is a question we may have, which is, will there be a halo on top of his head? Because if you look at some religions, Christianity for example, all their devas have this halo. Even nama Hindu cinema devas have got this halo around them. So if you look at a mirror and you start seeing a halo for yourself, either you have problem with your eyes, double vision edo irukku, allatanal thalayalata kashandi aayirikalam edahanlam. So it is not because you are different. Some people believe that if you are a jnani, you get some siddhis, like you can read other people's mind, or you can predict the future, or you can say what is going to be you can pick a stock in a stock market, or whatever it is. In the madiri siddhigal, animalekhima thodangana siddhigal, ipdi ellam varuma? Idakam question. So what is his characteristics? So the first question is, kairlingaihi threen gunanetan atitaha bhavati. What are the characteristics of this person who has gone beyond the three gunas? Then second question, kim acharaha. How does he conduct himself? Avanoda behavior eppidi, avanoda attitudes eppidi. How does he interact with people? Does he start speaking in a different language now that he has become a gunatita? Does he start talking suddenly in Greek or Latin or Sanskrit? Because in the Sthita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha question, Sthitadi Kim Prabhasheta, he directly asked how does he talk? The same thing. Kim Acharya is another way of saying the same thing. How will he walk? How does he eat? Our concept of change is we are focused on external change. Again, change of the body, mind, not the change of identification we are not seeing. Because how he identifies as aham, you and I cannot see any change in that. But we are thinking when he becomes jnani chalrata, the body has to change is what our thinking is. External change undavanamnakka nammalodu vicharam. So that's the basis of this question. Kimacharaha. Then katham cha etan treen gunan ativartate. Eppadi in the gunangal, how is he able to? So how is he able to overcome these three gunas? Pretty third question. So first question is what is a characteristic or the linga? Second question is kim acharaha, eppadi nadakaran, or how does he behave or interact? Third question is katham etan gunan ativartate. How does he cross over these three gunas or overcome these three gunas? These questions have been asked with the expectation of a sudden change. Basically, an event, so-called event called attaining moksha or attaining jivan mukti. So an event called liberation. So some people claim, and these people obviously make a lot of money going on the lecture circuit and giving prabhashanam and all that. Some people claim that while I was sleeping, I had this vision. And from that day onwards, I started speaking this language. Suddenly I became this jnani. So you can ask me any question. I'll remove all your doubts. Just become my follower. So all this is being used to propagate this thinking or the feeling that we have that there has to have a sudden change. So we start respecting this person because all that we need for us to start respecting somebody is he has to change the way he dresses. All he has to do, thalaya motta adichu, kashandi pottu, valke motta adichu, oru manja vastratta pottundanal, we all fall at his feet because we see the change. Oh, he has become a jnani. In the mind, whether he has made any change or not, we don't know. His identification still may be with the ahankara nature of his body, in which case he's a 100% ajnani, complete ajnani. He may be fully riddled with raga dvesha, in which case he's a 100% ajnani. But just because he changed his garb to kavi vastram, we are all falling at his feet. Vedanta, there is no mysticism with Vedanta. It doesn't talk about a Big Bang type of liberation moment. There is no transformation on a time scale. Like he a clear understanding of what is the Shashvatamana Tattva. What is the Tattva that is going to be ever constantly present? That understanding and identifying with this is what Vedanta talks about. So basically, to come to a realization that always I am a mukta. So I am always a mukta swarupa. I did not become a mukta, because to become mukta, you have to be not mukta to begin with. So the sakshi tattvam is always a mukta swabhava. It is never a amukta swabhavaha. So adinala, the only change that Vedanta talks about is through knowledge, identifying with the സർവദാ മുക്ത സ്വരൂപமான സാക്ഷി സ്വരൂപമായിട്ട് ഐഡന്റിഫൈ பண்றது. That is the change that Vedanta is going to talk about. So இங்கே 3 question. குணாதீதனோட லிங்கம் எப்படி இருக்கும் or clue எப்படி இருக்கும், குணாதீதனோட ஆச்சாரங்கள் எப்படி இருக்கும், and குணாதீதன் ஆவறதுக்குள்ள சாதனம் என்னது. This is the 3 questions of Arjuna. Adukku Bhagavan is going to answer using the next 5 slokas. He is going to answer the question 1. The Gunatita Lingam is answered in 2 slokas, sloka 22 and 23. The Gunatita Acharaha is going to be answered in the next 2 slokas, 24 and 25. And the third question, how to become a Gunatita or Gunatita Sadhanam, that is going to be talked about in sloka 26. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 5 slogangalle Bhagavan is going to answer this. So that is what we are going to see next. Kairlingai strin gunanetan atito bhavati prabho kimachara katham chaidan trin gunan ativartate. So again, I will ask you, if you are having difficulty in following me, I can stop the class here and start next week again. Or if you think that I should continue, I will continue.
I think we should continue. Even though there is a break now and then, we can still hear you. You can see the cogent presentation.
Okay, good. All right. So 22nd sloka, Bhagavan is going to answer. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. He's going to start by saying, what is the indicator to know if I am a Gunatita or not? So this is where I talked about this aham consciousness and this consciousness. So aham consciousness, basically anything that you consider to be I, that is aham consciousness, and anything that is not I is this consciousness, or we call it Jagat consciousness. So there is only 2 entities that any person will consider. Even the lowest Ajnani to the highest Jnani, he is also going to look at it the same way. Aham and Jagat, right? The only difference is what Ajnani considers as Aham, Jnani does not consider as Aham. That's the only difference. But these 2 categorization is there, from the lowest of the low Ajnani to the highest of the high Jnani, because there cannot be a third classification. There is only 2 possible: aham consciousness and Jagat consciousness, or this consciousness. So I consciousness and this consciousness. So a Gunatita, Bhagavan is going to say in this sloka, 22nd sloka, a Gunatita is detached from his own body-mind complex, and he considers that this Shariram and this Manas and this Buddhi, this is just part of the Jagat. So from considering this body as me, he's considering it as this body. Swayam Swandam Sharirata, this body, he understands. So this consciousness versus aham consciousness. So shifting from the aham to the this consciousness is the indication of Gunatita. Now, you have to also keep in mind that the Jnani, because he has reached this level of sadhana, he has gone through various karma yoga, upasana yoga, Sravana Manana, Nididhyasana Todangi. He has gone through various steps to get to current level. He has, in general, he has a strong mind because his mind is more Sattva Guna Pradhana. But he knows that the Sattva Guna Pradhana mind, just because the mind, he has trained the mind to become Sattva Guna Pradhana, the mind and the body is not going to be 100% healthy 100% of the time. So all the time, always healthy situation, it is not going to happen. The body and the mind is subject to fluctuation. Now, how he reacts to these fluctuations is what Bhagavan is going to talk about. He does not react to these fluctuations in the body and the mind with an unhealthy response. So sometimes the response is so violent that it is the response is more worse than the problem, right? So the jnaniyodu response is going to be a healthy response. Now, when you say healthy response, it does not mean indifference. He is not indifferent, but he is not overreacting. That is what Bhagavan is going to highlight in this particular sloka. So, prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava. So, Bhagavan is saying the mind is enjoying at sometimes prakasha. Prakasha means we saw that prakasha refers to sattva guna, because what is the clue of the sattva guna is tatra sattvam nirmalatvad, refer to sloka 6. Prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanakha. So when Bhagavan uses the word prakashaha, that means Bhagavan is saying the mind is some of the time the mind enjoys sattva guna pradhana nature, but the same gunaditanoda mind is not always sattva guna pradhana mind, because again he will also, at various times during the day or various times during the year, sometimes during the year, he may have rajoguna pradhana instead of sattva guna pradhana. Sometime during the day, he may have tamoguna pradhana. That's why you feel like lying down and sleeping. So whatever it is, even the jnani, his mind is not going to be 100% sattva guna all the time, or sattva guna pradhana all the time. Even if it is not 100% sattva guna, you can say, well, it is not sattva guna only, but all the time it is going to be sattva guna is going to be in the front. No, it's not going to be. There are times during the day and times during a special situation where the mind becomes rajoguna pradhana even for a jnani. Similarly, the mind becomes tamoguna pradhana even for a jnani. So all the three conditions are enjoyed by the jnani also. So the manas prakasham cha pravrittim cha. Pravritti refers to again rajoguna. Pravritti means action. So manas can be pravritti oriented at certain other times. And mohameva cha pandava. The moha refers to tamoguna pradhana. You can go back and refer to sloka 6, 7, 8, etc. 6, we saw the word prakashaka manamayam. So prakasha refers to sattva pradhana. Then 7, rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tan nibadhnadi kaunteya karma sangena. So the karma sanga is referred to here as pravritti. Then 3rd, tamastu ajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam. So inge moha evacha, moham evacha. So all the three gunas, jnaniyodu manasum in the moonu gunangal, they enjoys the sattva guna, rajo guna, and the tamo guna. During a period of time, one guna may overtake the other, but what the jnani has achieved through his sadhana is most of the time he is in a stage where the sattva guna is predominant, rajo guna is after that, and tamo guna is the least predominant. So that he has attained that majority of the time. Majority of the time he is able to keep the sattva guna as the predominant guna, but he also enjoys prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava. When all these are going on, sampravrittani, when a particular guna is in ascendancy, so either the sattva guna is ascendancy, or rajo guna is ascendancy, or tamo guna is ascendancy at a particular point in time. When sampravrittani, when a particular guna is ascending, it is ripe, nadveshti. He does not hate, dveshti ennulla vakkukku hate. He does not hate what? Himself or his mind. Because why should he hate it? For example, let us say the jnani wants sattva guna all the time. And suddenly he realizes, because he's a jnani, he's able to contemplate and understand that right at this time, my sattva guna is not predominant, my tamo guna is predominant. So does he start hating this tamo guna? No. Bhagavan says, nadveshti, based on a guna that is predominant at a particular time. He does not hate himself or his mind. Pinyo, na nivruttani kankshati. When it, nivruttani is opposite of sampravruttani. So sampravruttani means, we said it is when the guna is in ascendancy. So nivruttani means when it is coming down. Like, for example, when sattva guna is coming down and something else is coming higher. When it recedes, nadveshti. So when it is goes up, he doesn't hate. When it comes down, he doesn't hate. He does not have hatred for himself, and he does not worry about one guna ascending versus another guna ascending. And then Bhagavan also says, na kankshati. So sampravruttani and nivruttani, na dveshti, na kankshati. So the na nivruttani or the na has to be used with the kankshati. So kankshati means, kamksha means romba agraham, like I yearn for something. I am yearning to be in a tropical climate, or I am yearning to be in front of the beach, in the beach. Kankshati means you are constantly needing it or desiring it. Okay, so hankering down. So basically, na dveshti, na kankshati. He does not hate himself because a particular guna is in ascendancy, nor he is desiring, saying that, oh, yatra kashtamachi. Why is this tamoguna predominant today? I woke up with a big headache. This tamoguna is all controlling me today. I yearn for sattva guna to come back. No, he does not do that, because he understands that there are periods of time when prakasham cha, pravrittim cha, mohameva cha, pandava, all these threes are going to be in ascendancy. Sometimes it will be sampravruttani, sometimes it will be nivruttani, going up and going down. He does not hate, he does not yearn for it. This is the nature of. So basically the question is, kair lingaihi, what is the characteristic or clue? This is one clue, very clear clue that Bhagavan is giving us. So he does not hate something, or he does not go after something based on these fluctuating gunas. So he accepts, basically in Churiki Chollutanal, he accepts his own body, mind, and not trying to change or fight the guna. Not trying to fight a guna to change, not trying to change that guna is here referred to as gunatidatvam. So then you may say, well, if that is the case, it is very simple. I am a tamoguna pradhani all the time. I'm in tamoguna. I spend 90% of the time in my bed. Why not? Don't do anything. Na dveshti, na kankshati. Let tamoguna be my controlling guna. Well, then that is not going to lead to any progress, because as a sadhaka, you have to work very hard for getting chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. And the purpose of chitta shuddhi, the sakama karma, the nishkama karma, and the saguna ishvara upasana I covered in a class. The purpose of all that is to change the composition of the gunas from a tamoguna predominant to sattva guna predominant. So the first one takes, the sakama karma takes you from tamoguna predominant to rajoguna predominant. Even with rajoguna being the predominant guna, the tamoguna is right behind it. So that's why you're doing sakama karma. Then slowly the next effort to go to nishkama karma is to change that second one. You have the rajoguna as the predominant, karma is still your path, but the second guna that is predominant after the rajoguna is no longer tamoguna, but it is sattva guna. So that is the sakama karma. And then from there, when you go to the upasana stage, basically what happens is, now the rajoguna has become second, sattva guna has become first, and sattvam rajaha tamaha. This is the order that you get to when you're in the upasana stage. And that stage, that saguna ishvara upasana stage, makes you worthy of attaining jnanam. So basically, you get your qualifications for jnanam through that process. So that is what this sadhana that we discussed earlier in the chapter. So this does not mean that you just let your tamoguna be predominant all the time and not do any sadhana. That is not what it means. But after doing all the sadhanas, after acquiring the jnanam, don't think that these gunas won't creep up at some point in time. They will creep up. And when it does creep up, you are not going to hate yourself, or you are not going to yearn for sattva-guna to come back. You don't have that kind of attachment to sattva-guna versus tamo-guna. That is what this sloka means. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava na dveshti sampravrittani na nivrittani kamkshati. So we have about 10 more minutes. One more sloka is there talking about the guna. So I will try to complete the next sloka and then we'll end the class today. So the next sloka, the same idea that is covered in the 22nd sloka is covered in the 23rd sloka. What is the concept, or what is the main teaching? Accepting of your own body-mind complex, or creating an objective look at your own body-mind complex, or having a healthy response to the various issues and problems that you encounter, that you will encounter. Everybody will encounter various issues and problems. When the issues come, how you deal with it is the more important thing. That is what is being discussed in this sloka also. The ajnani's response is going to be extreme. Basically, when you say extreme, it can be both sides, right? One can be total indifference. So let us say somebody, the doctor, when you went for a checkup of the body, the doctor says, well, looks like we may have to do some follow-up tests and other things. We suspect there may be some issues here or here. Ajnani may say, well, Bhagavad Gita says this body and all is going to be mortal. Why should I be worried about this? And the doctor says, let's come back for doing this test and that test. I don't really care. Let the body go on its own way. Total indifference. That also is Ajnani's characteristic, not Jnani's characteristic. Because Jnani is not going to be indifferent. He is only udasinavadasinaha. So Bhagavan is going to explain that in a minute. So this total indifference is also a problem. Or totally violent reaction, the opposite of the indifference, also is a problem. So even before the doctor says you may need to do this test, this person has already assumed the very worst case scenario possible. And he's already fearful and doing all kinds of things, running up and down, saying that my life is over, this, that, and all that. So extreme inaction, extreme violent reaction, not a good thing. Similarly, when it comes to the mind, disturbance of the mind. Total indifference means you don't make any effort to improve or calm down mind. That is also not good. Total violent reaction, make the situation even worse, right? So no improvement possible. The rendum, not good. So this is what Bhagavan is going to talk about. Udasinavad asinam. So udasinaha means indifferent. Now, I said Ajnani is the one who takes this extremes, which is in total indifference and total overreaction. Now, Bhagavan is using that indifference word again, udasinavad. So he doesn't say udasinaha asinam. He uses udasinavad. So, udasinana pole. Interestingly, I was just going back and reviewing Bhagavad Gita. In the beginning of the 3rd chapter, Arjuna asks a question. Very interesting question, because Krishna has just in the 2nd chapter has just given a complete summary of the entire teaching of Bhagavad Gita in the 2nd chapter. Sheriki Cholitanal, if Arjuna has clearly understood what was covered in the 2nd chapter, there is no need for chapter 3 to 18 in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan gave all this lecture and Arjuna is totally confused. But Arjuna is very smart. He says, basically in the beginning of the third chapter, Arjuna says, Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. Hey Keshava, hey Krishna, if you think that jnanam is superior to action, why are you then asking me to do this ghora karma, ghoramana karma, which is basically fighting all my acharyas and gurus and my grandfather and everybody and my brothers and cousins in this ghora karma? It is not just an ordinary karma, but ghora karma. Then he says, this is what I wanted to point out. Vyamisreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me. So you are talking as if, he used the word vyamisrene eva, that eva shabdam he used, basically saying, it appears as though you're talking from both sides of your mouth. So he is not accusing Krishna of talking totally contradictory things, but he says, to my mind it appears, so to my ignorant mind, it appears as if you are talking from both sides of your mouth. So on the eva, in the use by Arjuna in the question, is very appropriate, because Arjuna as the Shishya, he knows that Krishna as the teacher is not telling him something and asking him to do something else. It is clear to Arjuna that it is because of his lack of understanding that it appears to him that it is Vyamisrena Vyakya. So this, you telling me to do one thing and then your advice asking me to do the opposite. This kind of contradiction, Arjuna says, is only because of my lack of knowledge. Adnala Vyamisreneva ennulla vaakku upayogichirukku. Adupole here also Bhagavan uses the word udasina vad. Vad means just like, appears as though he is indifferent, appears as though he is an udasina, not doing anything. And the vad nullathu karanam, really the meaning is, this jnani is not indifferent. He may, so because he appears as though he is indifferent, that means his reaction is not violent. Udasina vadasinaha yaha. So basically udasinavat conveys both here. One, he is not udasina, so he is not indifferent. And second, since he is appearing as though he is udasina, he is not having a violent reaction either. So he has a balanced reaction with respect to the shariram and the mind and the intelligence. Udasina vadasinaha gunair yaha na vichalyate. Yaha gunaihi na vichalyate. Edoruvan yaha gunaihi. Gunaihi means the ascendancy or the preponderance of one guna versus another guna. ഒരു ഗുണത്തോട് ആധിക്യം അല്ലട്ട മറ്റൊരു ഗുണത്തോട് കമ്മി പറ്റി ഗുണങ്ങളോട് ഏറ്റക്കുറച്ചില് ന വിചാല്യത്തെ. He is not upset. Vichalyate means he is upset. Na vichalyate. Why is he not upset? Because he knows that I don't have the perfect mind. The problem of seeking a perfect mind or expecting the mind to be perfect is only if you think that you have 100% perfect mind. But even though my mind is imperfect, he knows that aham or I is not this imperfect mind. So the identification is with the gunatita atma, not with the imperfect mind. So he is not bothered by the fact that the mind, his own mind, is imperfect. But at the same time, you cannot, again, like I said earlier, you cannot just say the mind is imperfect, let it go wherever it wants. No, he tries to keep it in a refined condition. Because he has done all this sadhana, he has worked very hard to become a jnani. He tries to keep the mind in a refined condition, but he is not shaken by the three gunas. Na vichalyate. So Udasinavadasinaha gunaihi yaha na vichalyate. One who is not shaken by these three gunas, then this is the very important line. Gunaha vartate iti. Guna vartanta ityeva. So gunaha vartante iti. Guna vartanta ityeva yaha avatishtati na ingate. Gunaha vartante iti. In the moonu gunangal irukku. These three gunas exist with everyone. Not only with everyone, with everything in the srishti. Everything has different compositions of the three gunas. Now, by working, doing all the sadhanas, I have made my gunas a sattvika predominant nature most of the time, not 100% of the time. But even though I have made it sattvika predominant, sattvika guna pradhanam akine nanalim, there are times when the rajasa guna is predominant or ityeva yaha avatishtati. So one who realizes that these three gunas exist in me, even though I have tried with sadhana to make myself a sattva guna pradhani, I have not rooted out the other two gunas, which I cannot do. So because of that, these three gunas exist. So guna vartantaha iti yaha avatishtati. Knowing this, yaha avatishtati. Avatishtati means he remains. Tishtati means he sits or he remains. How does he remain? With a balanced mind, with a mind that is not too overreacting or underreacting to any situation. Guna vartanta itya eva yaha avatishtati na ingate. He is not disturbed, right? So there is also na vichalyate in the first line. Udasinavadasinaha gunaihi yaha na vichalyate. So na vichalyate ki I explained it as he has a balanced approach, right? He is a balanced personality. Udasinavadasinaha gunaihi yaha na vichalyate. He is always balanced. In the second line le guna vartanta ityeva yovatishtati na ingate. Here ingate means disturbed. Na ingate means he is not disturbed. So udasinavadasinaha yaha gunaihi na vichalyate, and also knowing guna vartanta iti avatishtati na ingate. He is not disturbed because he knows that the gunas exist for everyone, and in that manner, in the balanced manner, he remains. This is the second sloka for answering the guna, the linga question. So having an objective understanding of one's own body and mind is the indication, is a clue that this is a gunatita jnani. One who has a overexalted understanding of his own body and mind. So somebody who thinks that I have learned the entire scriptures and my mind is capable of doing this, or my intelligence is capable, I can sit here and recite the entire Samaveda by heart, who has these very, very high exalted feelings about oneself, he does not have an objective assessment of himself and his own body and mind. He is not a jnani. Whereas the jnani is, he has a objective view of his own body and mind. He knows the limitations of the body and the mind. He knows that the body and mind may be controlled by tamoguna or rajoguna at times. But whenever that happens, he will work to bring sattva guna to the forefront. But he is not crying over the fact that it is becoming sattva guna from rajoguna pradhana or tamoguna pradhana. Na dveshti, na nivrittani kankshati. He does not run away from something. This is the nature of a gunatita jnani. So this is the second shloka which talks about the linga. Kair lingai trin gunanetan atito bhavati prabho. So the first line of shloka 21 is answered with two slokas by Bhagavan, and we'll read the 23rd shloka. Udasina vadasino gunairyo na vichalyate guna vartanta ityeva yovatisthati nengate. So it is 5 o'clock and I will like to stop here. I also wanted to point out that this particular shloka, when you try to read this shloka 23, you have to go back to the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And in the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there are two shlokas that you have to read. If some of you have made the notes of my Gita class and you are present for my third chapter class, you can go back and refer to the notes. The two slokas I'm referring to is Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha Ahankara Vimudhatma Kartahamiti Manyate Tattva Vittu Mahabaho Gunakarma Vibhagayoho Guna Guneshu Vartante Iti Matva Nasajjate. 27-28 slokam from chapter 3. These two slokas in chapter 3 essentially is the entire 14th chapter that we have covered here in a nutshell form. So what we have covered in the 14th chapter, the Gunatraya Gunatita Vibhaga Yoga. In fact, when I was doing the third chapter class on these two slokas, I mentioned that we will see this in more detail in chapter 14. So the 14th chapter, we are now in 14th chapter. It is very useful and very important. In fact, if time permits, next class I will start with the review of those two slokas from the third chapter, because those two slokas summarize the entire 14th chapter in a nutshell. And it talks about the same concept as what is mentioned here. Guna vartanda ityeva yovatisthati nengate. Adu konja kudi very clear aayittu. Third chapter la guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. Meaning I will explain it next week. So that will be a way for us to also review this two slokas, the 22 and 23 slokas in next week's class. But this is again important slokas already covered. Again, Bhagavad Gita second chapter has covered the entire Bhagavad Gita, like I said. Second, third chapter, all the tattvas have come, but those were in a nutshell form. He has elaborated in subsequent chapters. So that's basically what we are seeing here in the 14th chapter. So 5 minutes past 5 o'clock, and I will stop here. If there are any questions, please ask them. Otherwise, I will stop with the Mangala.
Ramnathan, I have only one question. It's trivial almost. You said Jnani has a sattvic quality predominantly, but
Right.
he has also traces of tamasic and rajasic qualities, right?
Right.
But in order to achieve moksha, that is also go atita guna, then he has to suppress the tamasic and rajasic qualities.
No.
No.
Actually, Bhagavad Gita is saying the opposite. That one, as an individual, you will never be able to suppress the other two gunas and just keep only one guna with you. That is never possible. Okay. So what Bhagavad Gita is telling us is our concept has been like that. Krishnanji, neenga solradhu, that's what we were all thinking, right? Our concept was like that. The concept was that you become a sattva guna, shuddha sattva guna person, and then you get moksha. No. Bhagavad Gita is clearly saying, no, that is not possible.
I see. Okay.
That is never possible. So basically, all these slokas, the tatparyam of all the slokas that we covered today is, it is impossible to do that.
Okay.
Right? So you have to understand that the gunas are going to exist, and not only that, the traces of these Rajoguna and Tamoguna are present, sometimes the Rajoguna may be 90% of the guna that is total gunas you have, because the Rajoguna can be in ascendancy, not only for few hours in the day, it could be for several days at a time. So even though you are a jnani, and during a long duration, if you take the average out, Sattva-guna would be predominant and Rajoguna would be second and Tamoguna would be third. There may be few days at a stretch when Rajoguna is completely overruling the other two gunas. Rajoguna may be 90%, Sattva-guna may be 5%, Tamoguna may be 5%. It may be situation like that.
Okay.
So any combination is possible, and you are never able to suppress two gunas and keep only one guna.
Okay. Thanks.
Right. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita.
Samudbhavam. Samudbhavam.
Samudbhava means origin. So Udbhava means origin. So Udbhava means origin. Inge Deha Samudbhavan in the 20th sloka, Bhagavad says Guna Netan Atityatrim Dehi Deha Samudbhavan. So Inge Deha Samudbhavaha in the Dehathilirundu അതാണത് ദേഹം ഉണ്ടാവറത്തുക്ക് കാരണമാണത് എന്നർത്ഥം. സമുദ്ഭവം ചെലുത്താൽ കാരണം എന്നർത്ഥം. ദേഹ സമുദ്ഭവ മീൻസ് ദേഹത്തുക്ക് കാരണം, ദേഹം ഉണ്ടാവറത്തുക്കുള്ള കാരണം. So the three gunas are the cause for having a body, right? Punarjanma karana bhutan. So because of the three gunas, you are basically become a samsari and you get the body one after the other body. So the gunas are called here as a dehatukku karanamanadu gunangal ennu and slokathil. So samudbhavaha means origin, udbhavaha samudbhavaha. So udbhavaha means origin. So basically dehathodu karanam, what is the reason for the deha? If you ask just what is the reason of this physical body, you may say that the Panchabhutas are the cause of the physical body. But here, Bhagavan is going one step behind it and saying, Udbhava Karanam. Samudbhava, the word sa is there. Samyak Udbhava Karanam is the real reason for the Udbhava is not the Panchabhuta by itself, but the three gunas that are part of the Panchabhutas, right? So that is what Deha Samudbhavan in the Lavakakartam.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Radha
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
So I will cover the last two slokas again in the class, because I'll be covering a summary of the third chapter, 27-28 slokas also. I'll do that in the next. Okay.
Very good chapter, Ramanathan.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you? Class kaptan arata class irukku.